Alright, hello everybody, welcome to Historian Stitch. Today is a little weird. I am still working on the stays. I got the, fifth mock-up done now, and it's twisted and not sitting correctly, so I got a book, and I'm waiting for it to come. It is somewhere in Maryland at this point, so once that gets here, then the making of the stays will continue. But today, working on some rag curls, and in one of my videos, as somebody pointed out, I did not specify that. Okay, I didn't say that it was for the hairstyle with rag curls instead of how to do rag curls in particular. So we are going to go through and do rag curls. I have this half of my head done. This bit of hair is the upper half of the side. Basically how I do this is I split my hair down the middle because 19th century, this is what I typically do. Even for 1940s, this tends to be what I do instead of the side parts because they feel weird. But I digress. I split it down the middle and then I split each side in about half. Basically, I am doing 7 on each side, so I'm going to have 3 up top and 4 at the bottom. That way it's relatively even all the way through, but these upper ones are going to be a little bit bigger than the ones along the bottom. So, went through, did this half. I just finished splitting this half, that's why this one is tucked over out of the way. I start on the bottom first, work my way up. Goes a little bit easier. Um, at least for me. Some people are going to do this very differently. Just sat on my foot. But make sure it is brushed out thoroughly. You want it wet, or, well, not wet, you want it damp, so that it will actually set this way. And because I'm going to have 4 on this bottom strand, I'm going to go ahead and do those 4 strands. Get them out of the way as I go. And with a lot of this, I go based on feel of how big is each clump. That way, they're about the same. They might not be entirely, but this is how I typically split my hair. And from here, I'm going to take my rag. These are about 1.5 yards long that I'm using because my hair is at least 1 yard long at this point. You need it at least 2 times the length of your hair, if not 2.5 times the length of your hair. And typically, I will curl my hair away from my face. There are a couple ways to do this. You want a good long strand so that you have something to tie with. When I first started, I was using bobby pins to hold this piece up here. That way, both hands could be free so that I could work on the spinning. But anymore, I'll lay it across the top of my head, rest my arm on it to hold this bit. Take the hair. I want to go away from my face. I need to remember that. Pull it nice and straight and wrap the hair around that cord. Now, once you get 2 twists on it, you can let this piece go. It should hold itself in place. And from here, you are wrapping your hair around the cord or the rag itself. You do not want the rag wrapping around the hair. It will not twist at that point. This is going to make a really tight corkscrew, basically, when I pull it out, probably tomorrow, because my hair takes forever to dry when it's not wrapped up tight. But you wrap it all the way down. Honestly, this is my favorite way of doing this. It actually stays for a couple of days. My hair doesn't usually like to curl. So this is a good way for me to do this at least, though I look like a poodle by the end. Um, but there's also absolutely no heat involved. My hair appreciates that. If there is heat involved in any case, my hair typically straightens immediately rather than curling, so curling irons do not work. And all of the smaller ones don't dry. So the foam curlers that I tried for a while of multiple styles just uh-oh, wouldn't dry out. Well, that's not helpful. And you can kind of see it's already well beyond typical curl, at least for my hair. I could probably just take a blow dryer to it if I really wanted to, but I don't like risking that just because my hair does straighten when there's heat involved. See if I can remember. The problem with doing it away from your face is one direction, like this half, you're twisting this way, while this half I'm having to twist the exact opposite direction. And once you get to this part of, I still have plenty of rag left, I'm going to wrap it back up, like this side. That keeps it from getting pulled out, especially if you were sleeping on this. But you want to wrap the same direction as your hair. So since this is clockwise going around, I'm going to continue wrapping the rag clockwise, except instead of going down, I will now be going up. You want it nice and spread out. This is about an inch wide rag. Um, I'm using just plain cotton. Cotton is extremely breathable, so it'll help dry it out a little bit faster. The thicker these are, the longer it's going to take to dry, which, as I was saying before, is my biggest problem with the foam curlers. Um, no matter how many I have on my head, that foam holds water. Um, so by the time I would unravel the upper part of my hair, it would still be sopping wet and just fall flat, and then the rest of it would follow suit. So from here, when you get it to the very top, you take that bit that you left loose at the top and tie a bow. It's pretty simple. Uh, I'm not going to say quick because it is not the fastest thing in the world to do, especially when in the end I am doing 14 of these. If you look at pictures from the time, you could have really thick and heavy ones, you could have really small, really tight ones. So, at least for my hair that is relatively thick and heavy, that's going to be anywhere from 14, well, 12 for the big ones, 12 to, I think the first time I did this, I had probably closer to 20 rags in my hair. I've lost most of them since then. Um, But yeah, you could have a lot in your hair, and the more of them there are, the tighter these corkscrews are going to be, which is how you get those pictures from the 1850s and 60s of super tight curls. Now, one way you could do that is doing a simpler, like in between, like 14, and you pull those apart and they're going to keep their corkscrew. They're not going to be as tight and bouncy as these will be in the end, but still applies. And with that, that's all I wanted to say today. I have now done my duty of actually showing y'all how to do these, and I will see y'all next time. Bye. Completely forgot to mention, I am on Facebook with Historian Stitch. I am also on Instagram. There will be something up there pretty soon because the code I've been working on at work is almost done, and I'm really excited about it. Also found the original one from 2 years ago, which was the first 17 hundreds coat I had ever done, and it is really bad. Um, Working on a new sheer and petticoat, so you all will be seeing pictures of that on Facebook and Instagram as well, and of course on YouTube. So like, follow, subscribe on all of those, please. Thank you. Questions, as always, are most welcome. And yeah, now bye. Everybody have a good day.